Swikwembu swa bava mi ni voni na mintirho na lava hinkwako na nghena vo sala va pfala
Yo, my girl.
fole na chela byala na xava timbuti na tlhava tinjeti na hisa mapalu na boha.
Thokozani, Vandana Betonga, and welcome back to my channel. It is another spirituality video. Thank you so much for choosing to view this video. As you might have already seen by the title of the video, today we will be unpacking why there are so many ukutwhasa. Why are there so many people who are suddenly just becoming ukutwhasa and eventually becoming sangomas? Everywhere you look on your explore page, it's beads on beads, beads on beads, buys on buys, njeti on njeti. Every other live that you come across on TikTok is all of those, and I'm sure everybody's wondering why is this happening, and I want to discuss it in this video today with you guys as to why we are seeing so many people becoming ukutwhasa and eventually becoming sangomas these days. Is it some kind of trend? Is it some kind of fashion? What is going on? Well, here is my take on what is going on. There is a spiritual awakening all over the globe. This thing is happening globally. It is not only happening here in South Africa, it is happening all over the world, and it's happening to both young and old people. It is a global spiritual awakening amongst Black people. There's so much going on in the spiritual realm. There is a lot of we are living in times of spiritual warfare, guys. We're living in a time of spiritual warfare, and this affects our life physically in the physical realm. It affects our lives in the physical realm. Now, our ancestors are not just standing back and watching from the other side. They are awakening us. They are returning to us. They are returning the knowledge back to us and equipping us with the necessary weapons in order for us to fight in the spiritual battle and the spiritual warfare and the spiritual lives that we are living now. We need to be well equipped, and our ancestors are not just watching. They are returning their knowledge, they're returning to us, and they are giving us the necessary equipment to fight in our spiritual warfare. Now, this is where social media comes in. Social media is a powerful platform, and spiritually gifted people are using it as a platform to embrace their spirituality, to embrace their gifts. They are using this platform. That is why you see so many people who are spiritually gifted not hiding anymore. Back in the days, you know, healers or sangomas, let me just say sangomas or healers actually in overall, they would be in the outskirts. They would live in the outskirts of the village or the town or wherever. Healers would live in isolation because after colonization, you know, being a healer was considered illegal. There was a point in time where being a healer was actually considered illegal, and most healers were forced to either convert into Christianity or other religions. They were forced to neglect who they are, their identity. They were forced to burn down their ndumbas, their shrines. They burn down their gods and burn down everything that they believed in. So now that there is social media has made it easy for people to actually embrace who they are. And not only when it comes to spirituality, social media has actually created a safe place for many other subjects that were and are still deemed a taboo according to society standards. We've seen the likes of body positivity going on around social media these days. On social media, all body types are embraced. They embrace whether you're big, skinny, petite, whether you've got dimples, whether you've got stretch marks, whatever. We have got that society of body positivity going on social media, and slowly but surely body shaming is becoming a thing of the past. Now, spiritually gifted people also are taking their advantage globally. They are taking their advantage of just showcasing who they are, embracing their spirituality, you know. These days, if you go under somebody's comments who is a healer and they're fully embracing who they are and they're practicing their African spirituality, and you're in the comments saying you need to accept Jesus Christ, this is demonic, you know, there are a lot of people who look at you like, are you dumb, are you stupid, what's going on with you, don't you know, you know. So yes, that is what is happening. You see a lot of people who are not hiding anymore. There are a lot of people who have been healers for years and years and years, but we actually not they were actually still ashamed. They haven't fully embraced it to the world that, okay, this is who I am. There are people who had actually gone through initiation a long time ago and had taken off their beads, and we see those people returning to who they are these days. They will tell their stories that actually I have been a healer for so many years, over 10 years, over 20 years, but if you look back, you never knew, because this person never really fully embraced it to the world because of the stigma surrounding the whole African spirituality, African religions. There's a whole lot of stigma because for a long time it was demonized. It is still being demonized even still today by so many churches and so many other religions still go against African spirituality, still speak against it, still consider it as being demonic. And people who are gifted are actually using social media platform to actually change this narrative and say, look, there is nothing demonic about who we are, how we worship, and our ancestors. There are young people, both young and old people, all over the world. There are people in the Americas, there are people in Brazil, there are people in the Caribbean. I'm talking about black people who are having spiritual callings. There are people in the Americas that are having callings to become babalawos, but they are in America. These are black Americans whose descendants come from West and Central Africa or the Caribbeans, where they practice this type of African spirituality that I'm talking about. I've seen this happen all over Instagram, all over TikTok as well. I'm not on Twitter, but I'm not sure how it's going on that side because I'm not on Twitter. I'm also not on Facebook, so I'm not really sure what's going on that side. But what I'm saying is that this is happening globally. I'm seeing a whole lot of people embracing their African spirituality, all these things that are deemed demonic. They are changing their narrative. They are answering to their callings. They are going under initiation. They are healing the black community. Here's the question though, does everyone have a calling? Yes, everyone has a calling. Everyone has a calling to become different things in life. We are all called to do something. We are not just sent here to just come and pass. We are all called here to, answer to a calling, and our callings are never the same. Our callings are never the same. It takes some sort of spiritual awakening and you embracing it in order for you to find out exactly what you are being called for, and actually answer to it and take on that task. However, does everyone have to go in and twhasa? Here is the tricky part. Not everyone who has idlozi. We all have idlozi. All of us have idlozi because we come from families, we come from bloodlines, there were people before us. There were people before us, and those are now our ancestors. Those are our guides. So every one of us have idlozi, and idlozi can pick anyone of you in your family and say, I'm gonna pick this one, I'm gonna communicate to this one. But just because you have idlozi does not mean you have to go in and actually twhasa. You actually have to have the calling to become a healer in order for you to go and twhasa. Some other people don't even have to go in and twhasa even though they have the calling to be a healer. Now these days, everyone who has idlozi basically thinks now that they have to go in and undergo the process of initiation and go and twhasa and become a sangoma. And then you find a lot of people who are basically just wearing beads and not doing the healing work. They're just wearing beads and going around with the beads all over them, but they're not healing anyone. They're not doing any idlozi work. Why? Because that was not what you were supposed to do. Some people are just, they have idlozi and their task is to just cleanse your home, cleanse your home. Esgodlo, your ancestors just want you to bring back the tradition of ukutwhasa, the tradition of sacrificing of sacrificing the animals. Your ancestors just want you to bring back the tradition of your family, recognizing the ancestors, and doing the rightful thing to them. Some people are just called to do that. Idlozi will come through to you because they want to communicate to you and they want you to fix some things. They want you to bring back a certain tradition in order for things to go accordingly for your family. You find that things are just going wayward for your family. People are not getting jobs, people are not getting married, things are just dear makar, and Idlozi will come through and will pick someone. And then obviously when you've got idlozi, there's certain things that will happen in your life that will indicate that you do have idlozi. Right now you will go in and twhasa, and that was not what you were meant to do. That is not what you were called to do. You were actually called to do something else, but not to become a sangoma or a inyanga. Some people who have idlozi, idlozi just wants them to finish or complete a task that they were called to do, but they were unable to finish it while they were still on this physical realm. Something might have happened. Maybe they got sick or they died, or maybe they got killed, or something tragic just happened to them before they could actually complete what they were actually called for. Now idlozi will choose someone in the family and that person has to complete that. Now here's the tricky part these days. When you go to a sangoma or a gobela and they find out that you actually have you actually do have idlozi, now they tell you that no, you have to initiate. You have to go in and twhasa and all of that. And then when you are there, things just don't go well for you. You just can't happen to trance. Now you actually end up having to do what the next person is doing, but then idlozi is not really inside of you. Then when you're done with all of that, now because you did not do what your idlozi really wanted you to do, now things just are a mess in your life. You don't understand what's going on. You're still sick, things are not moving, and then you wonder why, because you actually did go and answer to your calling, but you did not do what they were actually calling you to do. So if you know that you are spiritually gifted, that you have idlozi, you need to be very, very careful, because some of you, your ancestors do want you to become healers and help people, but they don't actually want you to undergo the process of ukutwhasa. There are people who are meant to be healers but are not supposed to they're not supposed to drink the blood of the goat. They're not supposed to undergo through that. There are some people who have those kind of amadlozi who do not require them to go and puza and palaza the goat blood. So you need to, when you are spiritually gifted, you need to take your time and find out. You need to consult, trying to really, really find out what it is you are called for. And then remember that if you have a calling, the only people that can really tell you what you are called for are your own ancestors. The healer that you're going to go and see, not the sangoma that you're going to go and consult. Yes, you can go to a sangoma and consult, and they will confirm that you do have a calling and you do have idlozi. But what you're really being called for is something that your ancestors will communicate to you. So you need to learn to communicate. You need to learn to align yourself with your ancestors so that you can know exactly what you're really being called for, and not just follow follow everyone else that you see that they have idlozi. Now if I have idlozi, now I'm gonna put on my beads, now I'm gonna go and twhasa, I'm gonna drink the goat blood and palaza it, I'm gonna kida, I'm gonna do the whole yo thing. You need to really find out what you are being called for. Yes, you have idlozi. Yes, idlozi is there are signs that you have idlozi in you. It's all over your life. You have confirmed it with healers. But what are you really being called for is something that you really need to find out before you make the mistake of going and drinking that blood that you are not supposed to drink, or taking the role of something that your ancestors are not calling you to do. Do not be ignorant. If you have a calling, take your time, or go around, find out, learn to connect with your ancestors, phahla, pray, dream. There are some certain things that you need to let go of, certain habits that you need to let go of in order for you to connect to your ancestors, in order for your third eye to open. There are some things that you need to teach yourself to let go of in order for you to be able to know exactly what you are being called to do. Now, with that being said, I personally like seeing what I see on social media. I love opening my explore page and I see a whole lot of amabai, beads, people wearing dresses made of amabai, skirts, pants, whatever, people just embracing their African spiritual. I love seeing it, and I love going through their profile and seeing that actually, they are helping people, they respect their calling. Because this whole thing of going to twhasa, when you come out, you can never be the same person you were when you went in. I love seeing the healers that actually respect their callings, that carry themselves with dignity, with respect. People who actually take what they were taught ephelweni and really follow it. People who healers who don't just come back into the world and just forget everything they were taught ephelweni. Those are the true healers that I really love to see. I love seeing people who are just helping, embracing, making this whole African spirituality look beautiful, even though it is not easy. Trust me, it is not as easy. I love seeing all the positive stories that people will say about a certain healer, how they've helped them. And I love seeing how idlozi can bless a healer when they actually do follow the rules and respect idlozi, just respect their ways. Idlozi can do so much in your life if you accept the calling and you actually live accordingly. They can do so much. I love seeing those kind of things. I hate it when I see stories of sangomas who exploit people. I mean, somebody will come to you. If you go to a sangoma, I'm telling you, you are at a point of desperation. You really need help. You need to see things in a spiritual way. You need help. And then there are these sangomas who will exploit you for money, exploit you sexually, and then you just become a victim. You end up becoming a victim because you need help. You are desperate for help. I hate seeing those kind of stories because sadly they are there. Sadly, there are people who are spiritually gifted, but they exploit people through their gifts because they are just nasty people in general. There's nothing you can do about it. I hate seeing those kind of stories, but in overall, I really do enjoy when I see positive stories about spirituality online. I hope one day, we as Black people who accepted this calling, who have this calling, and then actually accept this calling and go on this journey. I hope that we will be able to make the world a better place. And even if we can't really make the world a better place, but we can try. We can try using the healing and the knowledge that we learn when we go in and initiate. I also love seeing it where one thing I also love seeing is when healers come together and there's no hate, there's no competition. There's no one who is powerful, who's more powerful, or who's less powerful, or who's less wiser, or who's more wiser. We are all learning, and that the process of ukutwhasa does not really end when you puza and palaza it does not end there. There's still a lot of things that I don't know, and I'm still learning from other healers. I still have to ask from other healers that, hey, how do you see this? They also have to ask and learn from me. And as much as I'm still a baby, there are people who are learning from me and my knowledge and my Dlozi's knowledge. You understand? So I love seeing this kind of things. It's a beautiful thing to see. It's really not a trend. It's just something that is really happening in the spiritual realm. If you have idlozi, you will understand. If you have idlozi that wants you to do something for them, you'll understand what I'm talking about. This is no trend. This is no fashion. And yes, there are people who actually undergo these things because they feel like, oh, I would like to do that. You know, you will see flames if you you will see flames, you know, you will just see flames. I don't want to say much, but if you really think this is a joke, oh, because I've seen memes going around about Abantabanilozi, people who so I've seen one meme that said, you know what, this is my last relationship. If this fails, I'm going into ukutwhasa. You know, those kind of things. People just make it seem as if, okay, fine, if my life is not going well, I should just go in and twhasa. Yes, it's funny, but it's not funny. It's funny, yes, to laugh at, it's a meme, let's not take it seriously. But in reality, you know, some people's life do fall apart really because of idlozi. And at that, and if you are in those shoes, it's not funny at all. It's not funny at all. But it's not something that you can just do because your life is falling apart. Your life could be falling apart simply because your life is falling apart, and the decisions that you take in life are just plain stupid. You just end up where you are because of the decisions you take, or because of what other people have done to you. Life is just very complicated, you know. But it's not a trend. It's not a fashion. And as much as we make it look fashionable, you know, people are proud to go around in their bikes. People are proud to walk around in their beats. People are proud. People create fashionable dresses. They create fashionable wears out of this glossy cloths and stuff. It looks beautiful. It looks like, oh, I would like to try that. But when you are inside the inside life of idlozi, guys, it is not simple. It's not easy. It's very lonely. It's hectic. It's very hectic, and one day I would like to speak about it. But this was the purpose of this video. I just wanted to unpack with you guys why we are seeing a whole lot of people who are becoming amatwhasa, eventually becoming sangomas and prophets. Is it because they truly have a calling? Some yes and some no. Some are just misguided. They end up undertaking a journey that they're not supposed to undergo. Some really just find their true calling, and they are lucky enough to be guided in the right direction. It's a lot going on. So that's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for taking your time to view my video. I really do appreciate it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Please do like, comment down below. Even if you don't have anything to say, just comment a thokoza. I will really appreciate it. It really helps me out with the algorithm. We are on the road to 300 subscribers, guys. Please do subscribe to my channel. I really do appreciate it so far. I appreciate the views. I appreciate the likes, the comments. I appreciate you guys for subscribing. And yes, there are people who are asking me, when am I doing what is this, my lifestyle vlogs? I will be doing those, guys. I just really haven't had time to vlog lifestyle lately, but I promise you this channel will not only be spirituality. I will continue with my lifestyle vlogs as well. I will continue incorporating my family so that you guys also still get that kind of content. That was the content you guys signed up for in the first place. So I will continue to bring it to you guys. I just really haven't got the time, but I promise I will try and create a lifestyle vlog so that you guys can see the kids if you guys miss the kids and all of that. But I will also continue making spirituality videos for you guys, because I've seen that you guys really do enjoy this kind of videos. So thank you so much, guys. With that being said, makwande kukhanye, I'm signing out. I'll see you guys in our next video. Taza.